Well, you shouldn't be surprised about the latest round of power cuts. That's because the country's top scientists and energy experts are telling us the electricity crisis is here to stay.
No, and this year's proving to be particularly bad, even with the grid taking a break during lockdown. But ENCA's Graeme Raubenheimer has the story.
Well, it's a good time to stock up on these, because energy expert Ted Blom claims we're in for a dark couple of weeks.
That I foresee at least 4 weeks of hardship in terms of the risk of load shedding going forward. And with every cold front, we will have another massive demand on the grid.
The Council for Scientific and Industrial Research warns if something urgent isn't done now, power cuts will become a norm for the next 2 to 3 years. 2020 is already looking grim.
You can see, and if you remember, the beginning of the year, all the way up to March, we went up to stage 4 load shedding. And then when we look in July, we had that brief period in the middle of July where we had stage 1 and stage 2 load shedding. So that's the year so far. As I said before, 2019 was the worst year of load shedding. 2020 seems to be worse than that so far, after 6 months, about 7 months actually, in this period that we're showing here. We had about 1,383 gigawatt hours of load shedding.
That's 661 hours without electricity this year.
This power shortage issue is yet to stay. For at least until Eskom has refurbished its fleet, where they need to open up new coal mines to keep the coal flowing to the power stations. So if you ask me what's the current status, I'd say that the pantry is empty. And that's why Eskom is being held to ransom with high coal prices and suspect and substandard coal specs. So it's a recipe for disaster. I mean, if you drive your car around and you keep on throwing the wrong fuel in all the time, eventually it's going to break down and stop.
Well, Eskom blames the latest power cuts on plant breakdowns. So remember to buy some matches. Graeme Raubenheimer, Johannesburg.